We live, we live, we live, we live. And this is the alchemist, the alchemist, the alchemist. Now today, I'll be discussing, are you self-made or are you following someone else? Are you self-made or are you following someone? Did someone make you or did you make yourself? And being self-made is living and creating your truth no matter what anyone else sees or no matter what anyone may critique you. Because when you're self-made, you don't really care about what other people think. You really don't care about what other people say. You live your own path, and I think that's becoming more normal now. I think people are finding themselves and living their truth and being self-made. And that could go with spirituality, because I always connect that to that. That's living the dark way, the light way, the unorthodox way, the weird way, the sick thoughts, the sick mind. Because when you are self-made, people are gonna call you crazy. People are gonna call you crazy for doing things when you're self-made. And you're self-aware and you're self-reliant. People are going to call you crazy. They're gonna call you all kinds of things. They're gonna call you all kinds of things. If you look at even the celebrities, I like comparing celebrities. If you look at Kanye West, if you look at Jay-Z, if you look at 50 Cent, if you look at Beyonce, a lot of these people who are living their lives, I think you're successful when you live your life and when you live your truth and you don't even care. These people stuck to their guns, they stuck to their ideas, they stuck to their visions, and they followed through. They followed through on what the vision was. Because to actually get something, to actually create something, you gotta see it before it's created. You gotta see it before it's created. You gotta have the vision before it's created. You gotta have the knowing. You gotta have like you gotta know that it's gonna work. Unless, why would you even do it if you don't even believe, or if you don't even know, if you don't have that gut feeling like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, we don't need confirmations. We don't need none of that. Especially when you're self-made. Because you make the confirmation. You make the confirmation. You make it go. You make it happen. You run on your own energy. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people don't run on their own energy. They need something to feed off. They need motivation. They need this. They need that. But when you get that inspiration is different because it's from within. That inspiration is different. It's from within. And when you have that inspiration from within, you create magic. You create what you want. You create from the darkness. You create from your imagination. You create from spiritual. That's why being spiritual is an upper hand, because you don't react to things and you sit on things and you plan it out in your mind and you see it before you can actually hold it and actually see the results. That's like being magical. That's being spiritual. It's actually going for what's unknown, like the unknown. is going for it. It's just going for it. Like really just going all out. A lot of people have a tough time with that, and I think they need to get out of their own way. Like sometimes I got to get out of my own way and be myself and just trust myself. Because doubts creep in, the mind's creeping, whatever creeps in, a lot of things creep in. But you gotta know, you gotta like kind of know yourself and know how you operate. Because we don't operate the same. We all don't operate the same, even under the moon, even under energies, even under what's going on. Your energy is your energy, my energy is my energy. So I do things my way, and other people do theirs their way. Like I was doing I was reading my writings, and I'm like, I was always self-made. Like I'm not the love and light shit. I'm not the love and light. The love and darkness. I'm that love and darkness. So freaking magical is in the building. Yeah, like you gotta be your own person. That is like the wealth. That is the wealth. Is being your own person. Being dark. Being sexual. Being powerful. Sometimes we scare ourselves how powerful we are. Like, you can be so powerful and scare yourself into a box and be like, no, I'm just going to do this. Like, honestly, I put my own self in a box of love and only speaking about relationships, but no. I'm more to that. Yeah, embracing yourself is powerful. More than relationships and love and all that stuff. Like, even though that's like my energy, because I was born on Friday, Venus, that's why it's so easy for me to talk about relationships and love and stuff like that. Because I'm ruled by that Venus stuff. But this dark stuff, that's where the magic happens. The dark energy, the subconscious mind, the dark matter, all that stuff. That's where creation happens. That's where the feminine energy is, and all sorts of stuff. I remember going on Clubhouse and having a conversation with someone with the masculine and the feminine energy, and I'm gonna go on Facebook and talk about this too. How the masculine and feminine is like, you need to be this, you need to be that. I'm like, nah, you could be 50-50. You could be like a balance within, because that's the darkness. That's dark matter. That's creativity. A lot of people are not in tune with their creativity. They're in tune with rigid stuff. They're not flowing. They're worried about the connection. Yeah, they worried about making money instead of creating. But you can make this. If you worry about the creations, you will be making the money from the creations, and not worry about it. And don't worry. Just create. Create what you want. Create yourself. That's being self-made. You create your schedule. You create your life. You create the people around you. And you don't worry about it. You don't worry about what other people are doing. You do not worry about what other people are doing. Like, say like this, like, if other people are doing it one way, like, they gotta, like, oh, they do it this way, they do their magic this way, they manifest this way, but you create your own way that you kind of trust your own self. You're like, no, I have a new way. Like, self-made. The first books. Like, a lot of people say you gotta write a book a certain way, or you gotta like create the right way. But who created the first thing? I might. All right, because it was going in and out, in and out, in and out. But yeah, You got to be self-made. Self-made. It's even being in a relationship. Even being in a relationship. You got to be self-made. You got to be self-made. Oh, heavy is the crown. Let's go. Heavy is the crown. David, what's going on? Yeah, I'm talking about being self-made. Like, are you self-made? Do you have your own goals? Do you have your own vision? Or you're just copying someone else's stuff? Because when you copy other people's stuff, you run into blockages. You're not longer creating. You're not, you're no longer creating. You're creating someone else's template and not making your own canvas. Like, make your own canvas. Create from your own ideas. You could be influenced, but don't be too influenced by everyone else. And find your own footing. Find your own way. Find your own way. That's the true way. Is creating your own way. Creating your own path. Because even all the best people, all the creators, Michael Jackson, like Diana Ross, like a lot of people created their own way. A lot of people created their own way. A lot of people create their own way. Hey, Sensual Smoker. Everyone created their own way. And some people followed. Some people got influenced by other people. But you have to find your own way so you can be satisfied. So you can have a imprint on the world, on the universe. Grand Rising Goddess. Grand Rising Goddess. Grand Rising. Like, even with the, like, a lot of people, we could even create our own language. Like, even with the words we say, we could put meanings behind them. Our paintings, our drawings, whatever we see in. Like, being self-made is going from your perspective no matter what. And creating from that. Actually creating something. And not just talking, not just doing whatever you want to do. Like, you gotta be creating something. Like, that's when you get real satisfaction. Like, when your artwork or when your whatever project you have is being admired, sold, or making people happy. I think that's like the best. That's the artist way. The artist way. I think that's like a book or something. Like The Artist Way. That's like a movie or something like that. I don't know, that just came to me. The artist way is like creating from nothing and making something out of it. And that's, I think, real success. Yeah, that's how language was created anyway. Out of imagination of soul. Yeah. Like, people create that. People put their own meanings behind that. People put their own perspectives on it. And then they said, it means this. And then everyone followed that. But we can create our own words, like slang words, like how the creative people made slang words like, oh, that's dope, oh, that's bad, oh, no cap, or like, we redefine words every day, but people don't see that. People don't get a clue. Like, every day they add into the dictionary. Every day they add into different words and different pronouns and different symbols and different things. Like, every day they add to it. Oh, twin flame unite. You used to make our own language. We made our own language. And we could still do it. Like, made our own sign language. Made our own language. We had our own gestures, our own codes, our own ways. Like, we knew what we wanted. Like, oh, that was dope. Oh, that was hot. Oh, that was ill. That was bad. Like, we had our own words. Like, you can create what you want. You can do whatever you want. And then when it's new and when it's hot, that's when it becomes popular. That's when it becomes Like originality, I think, becomes popular. Originality makes you rich. It makes you authentic. It makes you, hot. It makes you the ill. It makes you this. It makes you that. So that's why I do not follow certain words. I like to create my own lingo, like the glow or fire or just whatever creativity. It's like you cannot put creativity in a box. You can't put universe in the box. You can't put creativity in the box. You can't put whatever. It's like endless. Like the language, the words, the art, whatever is unlimited. It's unbound. It's really unbound. Yeah, the mama look. Yeah, with the eyes, like with the eyes, they're like, oh, why you over there looking at me? And that's when you like really connect with. Um, that's when you connect. That's why you could connect with your mind. You could talk with no words. We can speak with no words. We can communicate with no words. We can have a whole conversation with no words. So what are these words? What are these words? Self-made, right? Create your own language. Create your whole language. Create your whole style. Create yourself. Create yourself. And create your own magic. Create your own spells. Create your own way of living. Like they say, oh, being lazy is bad, but is being lazy bad? Is working 9 to 5 bad? Is this, that? Like, are you creating yourself or are you creating from what other people told you what was this and what was that? I mean, sometimes you may feel lazy. Sometimes you may feel like doing nothing. That doesn't make you bad. That does not make you bad. That does not make you whatever. Yeah, magic and spirituality is a personal thing. And it's whatever level you're on. Like, what level are you on? What you want to accomplish? What speaks to your soul? What speaks to you? Like, what speaks to you? Are you being self-made? Like, are you confident in your magic? Are you confident in your path? Because a lot of people get persuaded, like, their persuasion is all over the place. And they don't, like, they lose themselves to relationships. It's being self-made now. They lose themselves to groups. They get peer pressure to do other things like Love and Light or Soul Family or the Collective. Like, I do not vibe with being a collective. I vibe with being individual, but part of my own thing, not part of what everyone else is going on. It's like, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Yeah, balance is key. Balance is key. Like, what are you on? What speaks to you? Are you being persuaded this way? Are you being persuaded that way? A lot of people change their minds, not because their minds, they change their mind because someone else said something and then said like, oh, okay, I'm gonna follow that. Yeah, like they lose themselves to relationships as well. Like, some people get in a relationship and lose their whole self. Like, they start talking like their partner. They start being like their partner. They start being like the partner. I'm like, are you being real with yourself? Or are you just absorbing everyone else? That's why I said, be yourself without being absorbed by everyone else. Like, are you you? Like, what makes you you? Because you could influence a crowd, everyone, a collective, whatever, a collection of what, I don't even know. But you could move people, you could help people, But what are you doing? Like, what is your true operation? Like, what makes you you? A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people, they look outside. They look. And they lose themselves. They really, really lose themselves. But even though the outside is showing them what's inside, but they lose themselves anyway. They really lose themselves. They really do. So that's why, like, if I'm in a relationship, I'm not being lost in a relationship. I'm not being lost in partnerships or whatever. I'm being who I am. And sticking to that. You gotta stick to something. Stick to your guns or fall for whatever. Like, knowing yourself. Know who you are. Like, my thing. You like the board can work as a collective, but each have their own identity. Yeah, because it's like some people promote individuality, but then they're like, oh, if you're not doing this, or this, you're not spiritual, you're not this, you're not that. Like, that is like some bullying, that's like some spiritual rules. That's like, nah, we don't come with rules. I didn't come with a rule book. I didn't come with her books. Like, I didn't come with instruction manual. Because spirituality doesn't come with instruction manual, because the people who actually created books and stuff like that got that knowledge from experience. They got their knowledge from experience. I'd rather get the knowledge from the experiences, but the books is like a pathway to learn, but it's not concrete. Like, it's just a template that you can look at and see and, take bits and pieces from. Like, you can take bits and pieces and make it your own. Oh, that's the insecurities peeking through. Yeah. Like, you can take bits and pieces and make it your own. I kind of did that. Like, I looked at a few people, took bits and pieces, and made it my own thing. And then I started going more within and started just creating my own stuff. And the less I spoke to other people, the more I created my own things. Because we could get inspiration, but we could get inspiration from, motivation from other people, and that's good. But don't get stuck in the motivation. Like, drive from the inspiration. And I'm inspired by dark energy. Like, by creating from that darkness, the astrology, the love, the everything. Like, you cannot box people in. Yeah, a guide. It's all a guide. Yeah. It's really all a guide, like, if you really just think about it. And then when I see why people go in hermit mode, but see, my mode is creation mode. That's my mode. I have no hermit mode. I have creation mode, and then I just pop out and just start doing like on a wave. And right now is that Leo season, Leo energy, and it's time to be on camera. It's time to do what you need to do, because what it all boils down to is what your soul wants. What your soul wants, what your soul needs, what do you desire? That's the desire. The desire is what your soul wants. And a lot of people deny what their soul wants, which is crazy. They deny it by not being or showing up for themselves. They really do not show up for themselves how they want to. Because I think they're scared of their own power. I was once scared of my own power. I was like, wow, like, I'm powerful, but let me hold myself back. Let me limit myself. Not anymore. It's just like, and that's when, like, I don't like the child or the inner child creates itself. The inner child does whatever and just does it. It really does it. It really just moves. Like, the inner child does not second guess. It does not think. It just does it. And our people second guess themselves. So that's one way you could be like a child again and kind of create from that mode of create from not fear, or just create from fun. Just having fun with it. A lot of people take the fun out of work because they're worried about the end result and not actually the creation part or the doing part or the part that means the most to them. So glad I caught finally someone else that thinks like me. Have a great day. Oh, have a great day, Goddess. I thank you for being here. Yeah, finally someone who thinks the same way, right? Thinks the same way. I'm glad that you caught me live. I'm going to be live more on here and YouTube and Facebook. I'm going to do it all. I'm going to start doing it all and just being wherever I'm at, being wherever I'm going. And thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rise and bake. I like it. But yeah, be you, be yourself, make yourself, create yourself, and that's the keys. That is a key. Being self-made. Yeah, I'm going to send you my YouTube. My YouTube is The Love Alchemist. The Love Alchemist. But after this, I'm going to send it to you. Because I'll do more videos on here, there, and just be everywhere. I'm going to be everywhere. But, yeah. But this is the live, and I'm going to see y'all on the next one.